Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we are very fortunate today to have the association of His Grace Deena Bandhu Prabhuji, one of the very senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Let us loudly welcome by chanting once Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'd like to quickly introduce Prabhuji. Prabhuji needs no introduction. We know very well Prabhuji. So just for a formality sake, I'll just introduce Prabhuji. Although from a foreign country, Prabhuji looks exactly like one of the local Brajavasis. He speaks the local Braja language and nicely interacts with the locals. We've heard Prabhuji's classes in Hindi, also wonderful Braja language. He loves to take devotees on parikrama in Vrindavan. And along with the Vrindavan parikrama, Prabhu also does Madhukari. So he also had the benefit of that. Prabhuji is part of ISKCON Braja Parikrama every year. Excellent narrator of Krishna's pastimes, all the Leelas. He is a source of inspiration for renovating of Vrindadevi temple near Nandagaon. September 1972, Prabhuji was appointed the temple president in Portland, Oregon. Prabhuji there preached for more than 5 years, convincing many sincere souls to take up spiritual life. In 1978, Prabhuji went to Miami, Florida, and served outside the temple there. Finally, in April of 1984, Prabhuji got the opportunity to serve in the Sri Sri Krishna Balram Mandir in Vrindavan. More than 3 decades have passed, and Prabhuji has become a permanent Brajavasi, a resident of Vrindavan.
4 decades.
4 decades. Sorry. 4 decades have passed, and Prabhuji still continues to take devotees on pilgrims on parikrama. Prabhuji inspires in all the love of Vraja, showing different holy places around Vrindavan and narrating enchanting stories of Shri Shri Radha Krishna related to those places. Among various other significant projects in Vrindavan, Prabhuji has also helped in restoring the Samadhi Mandir, burial chamber of the great saint Srila Sanatana Goswami. Prabhuji also has been an active supporter to restore the sacred river Yamuna in Vrindavan. Let us also once again welcome from the bottom of our heart, but loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So it's a very great pleasure for us to be here again in ISKCON ICC. But everything has quite changed since last time we were here.
Prabhu, your volume can be increased, Prabhu.
We're very pleased to see this beautiful, beautiful temple room and beautiful altar, and everything is very nice here. So we're very happy to be at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Gornitai and Sri Sri Radhabinoji Lal. We're very happy to be at their divine lotus feet and the divine lotus feet of Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra Maharani, and the very soft and wonderful lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and to be here with all the wonderful devotees of ISKCON ICC. So this morning we're going to take you to Vrindavan without ticket, without reservation, no security check. So to start off, since just a few days before was the very divine and wonderful appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy we're all sitting here today. So we have a very beautiful song about Lord Chaitanya. And actually, because we're Gaudiya Sampradaya, 90% of our bhajans all in Bengali, especially if it's about Lord Chaitanya. But surprisingly, this one's not in Bengali. It's about Lord Chaitanya, but not in Bengali. And not even really in Hindi. It's in Brijbhasa, the language of Braj. So if you have your devices, first of all, you can put them all on silent, because these little babies have a bad habit of crying in the middle of the lecture. And you can search for Sundara Lala. Some people have it as Sundara Bala, but I learned it from Bhakti Charu, and in my book it's also Sundar Lala. So, but Bala and Lala, same thing. Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtaname. Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtaname. Palle Chandana Tilaka Manohara Alaka Shobe Kapolaname. Palle Chandana Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtaname. Shire Juda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Iapagole Shire Juda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Iapagole Mahirna Pita Patamara Shobe Nupura Runu Junu Charaname Mahirna Pita Patamara Shobe Nupura Runu Junu Charaname Bola Sundara Lala Natata Sri Hari Kirtaname. Bala Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Natata Sri Hari Kirtaname. Radha Krishna Ekatandi Nirvana Maje Bansi Bajave Ekatandu Hai Nirvana Maje Bansi Bajave Viswarupa ki Prabhu ji sahi Avat Prakatai Nariya mein Bala Sundara Lala Sati Lala Natata Sri Hari Kirtaname Bala Sundara Lala Sati Lala Natata Sri Hari Kirtaname कोई गावत है राधा कृष्ण नाम कोई गावत है हरि गुण गान गावत है राधा कृष्ण नाम कोई गावत है हरि गुण गान मृदंग ताला मधुर रसाला बजाता है कोई रंगन में बजाता है कोई रंगन Bala Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Bala Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Bolo Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Bolo Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Bolo Sri Sachinandana Gaura Hari Bo. The Sundara Lala Sachidulala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan Me. And this is also a very beautiful Braj Rag. You may recognize this as a tune from Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri. Same tune, the same rag. Huh? So Sundara Lala, Sachidu Lala, Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 540 years ago, huh, he was very beautiful, Sundar. But he was not Sham Sundar like our deities in Vrindavan. He was Gaur Sundar, huh? Beautiful golden complexion. Sundara Lala. Lala means little boy. Hmm? Some have it translated Sundara Bala, but Bala also means little boy. Sundara Lala. And whose little Lala is he? Sachi Mata. So we call him Sachi Nandan or Sachi Dulala. Hmm? Huh? And he was born underneath the neem tree, so he got the name Nimai. And 540 years ago, and exactly just like this time also, there was Chandragrahan when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. The Chandragrahan is inauspicious. So why Lord Chaitanya appeared on Chandragrahan? Because at that time, especially in Bengal, everybody goes to the sacred bank of the Ganga and takes bath, and they shout very loudly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So at that point, when the whole world was chanting the holy name of the Lord, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, just to indicate what was going to be his future mission, establishing this chanting. But in one recording, Prabhupada explains there's another reason why there was moon eclipse that night. As Prabhupada explained, that another name of Lord Chaitanya is Gaura Chandra, the golden moon. Huh? So Prabhupada explained that when such a beautiful Gaura Chandra is appearing, that regular Chandra he was singing, he hid his face out of shame. Such a beautiful Gaura Chandra appearing. What does he use to this ordinary moon? He hid his face out of shame. And we find this confirmed in Adi Lila. Somewhere there's a verse that says, Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darasana, Sakalaka Chandra Ki Orakon Prayojana. So, Akalank means without spots. That spotless moon of Lord Chaitanya is giving darshan. Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darasana. Sakalank, that spotted moon, Ki Orakon Prayer, was the use of that ordinary moon. Therefore, there was moon eclipse on the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. Sundara Lala Sachi Lala Nach was dancing. Huh? And where he was dancing? In the WTC hotel. In the disco dance club. Nachata Sri Hari. He was always dancing in Sri Hari Kirtan because in this dark age of Kali, this is the recommended process, chanting very loudly and very enthusiastically. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Om Jnana Sadakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Tatati Swapadantikam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patidanam Bhavanabhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And I have a dear friend named uh, Madhavananda Prabhu, who stays in Orissa and Puri. And every Ekadasi he puts out an article called Krishna Katamrita Bindu. And every once in a while he puts out one magazine, Krishna Katamrit. And he did one edition, all about Lord Jagannath. And there he gave very beautiful pranam mantra for Lord Jagannath that you can all learn. It's very, very wonderful mantra. Paritrahi Jagannatha Deena Bandhu Namostubhyam Nistirnoham Bhavam Bodhim Prapyatam Tadanim Sukham. Paritrahi Jagannatha, we all know, it's like Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Pritranaya Sadhana. Oh, please save me, Jagannath. Paritrahi Jagannatha. Deenamandu Namostubhyam. You're the friend of the fallen. And I'm offering my obeisance, Namostubhyam. Paritrahi Jagannatha Deenamandu Namostubhyam. Nistirnoham Bhavam Bodhim. You take us across this Bhav Sagar, this ocean of birth and death. And Prapyatam Tadanim Sukam. And achieving you, I'm feeling waves and waves of bliss. It's a very beautiful pranam mantra for your Lord Jagannath. So you can all learn it. Paritrahi Jagannatha Deena Bandhu Namostubhyam Nistirnoham Bhavam Bodhim Nistirnoham Bhavam Bodhim Prapitam Tadani Sukham. So you can probably search it on Google and find out and learn this mantra for glorifying your Jagannath here. So I was just remembering one wonderful pastime of Srila Prabhupada. This is way, way, way back in the very beginning. Prabhupada came to India with some of his Western disciples. And this is still, they called him Swamiji. So at that time they were in Calcutta, and Jamuna was cooking for Srila Prabhupada. And one day Prabhupada came, he was very excited. He told Jamuna that my sister's coming. Because this is before anybody knew Pishima. He said, my sister's coming. So you have to make a very nice feast for her. You have to make this and this and this and this, and you have to make it like that and that and that. And then Prabhupada went into the kitchen and he made this and this and this, like that and that and that, and she just helped. Prabhupada cooked the whole feast himself. He was so excited that his sister was coming for the first time. So then Pishima came, so they were sitting together, and Jamuna brought in these nice silver thalis with little silver katoris, and she placed them before Prabhupada and his sister. and they were eating. They were just relishing prasad like anything. Because Bengalis, if they talk, then they can digest like anything. I know because in the beginning, when I joined Krishna Balaram Mandir, we were living in the Brahmachari ashram, and next door was the Bengali pujaris. They come home. We were all trying to sleep, and 10 o'clock at night they come back from putting the deities to rest, and they'd have all the Mahaprasad, and they would sit there. So they were just talking, and Prabhupada was just taking prasad like anything. And Jamuni kept coming in and bringing in fresh puri and filling up the katoris. The one time she came in, and Prabhupada had taken all the silver katoris and stacked them on top, one on top of the other on his plate. And Jamuna said, Swamiji, you want some more? And Prabhupada said, see, I'm a good boy. I have finished my whole plate. And he took the last silver katori and threw it at the bottom of the whole pile, you know, and it just came crashing down with a big sound. And you went, oh, Swamiji. You realize, just like after Sunday feast, eat too much prasad, you get a little bit intoxicated. So Prabhupada was completely intoxicated with prasad. And she went, oh, Swamiji. And then she said, and your sister, should I give her anything more? Now, she doesn't know one word of English. And Prabhupada looked at her and said, she is so fat. If you give her anything more, she will explode. She doesn't understand a word of English. And Prabhupada smiled at her, and she smiled back at her. Oh, Swamiji. He said, when we were younger, I used to climb on her back and pull on her pigtails. And then Prabhupada smiled at her, and she smiled. Jamuna personally told me this wonderful pastime. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we know that Lord Chaitanya, he went on Vrindavan Prikrama. One time he left Puri and he went to Vrindavan. And he did Prikrama, just like you guys when you come to Vrindavan. You go on Prikrama and see all the holy places. So Mahaprabhu also is going on Prikrama to all the holy places. And but he didn't go like you with AC bus and AC taxi. He went with his bare feet, with his arms raised in the air, singing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Chaitanya Charitamrita mentions that eventually he came to Nandagam. And when he reached Nandagam, he asked the villagers, are there any deities here? They said, well, on top of this hill, there's a cave. Inside that cave, there's a very tall fellow with a big yellow pagri. And beside him is a little dainty lady. And in between, Sri Bangalali, little gwal is it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu climbed the hill. He went in that cave. He saw a big, tall Nanda Baba with big yellow pagri and little dainty Madhya Yasoda. And in between is Sri Bangalali, little gwal. And Mahaprabhu, the Chaitanya Charitamrita describes, he began caressing the body of Gopal. And that picture is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Actually, I posed for that picture. Because one time I was, as he probably mentioned, I was president of Portland Temple. So one time Prabhupada came to LA for the great Chaitanya Charitamrita marathon. So I came down from LA to visit and get association with Prabhupada. So I was walking down the street, minding my own business, and Jadharani ran out of somewhere and grabbed me and said, hey, you, come here, we need you. Because they were on marathon, so if they have a picture, it's easier to paint than just without anything. So they needed somebody to pose for pictures. So I posed for that picture of Mahaprabhu caressing the body of Gopal. Then the Buddhist priest brought some contaminated things on his plate. And the eagle flew in and took it and dropped it on his head. So that's me, that Buddhist priest. There's an old man with a cane who's going, that's me. Many pictures in that section. That was my tiny, tiny contribution to the great sense, great Chaitanya Charitamrita Marathon. Hmm? Finally, then I had to, there's Mahaprabhu's dancing in the boat and everybody's frightened. I had to jump many times. He wasn't satisfied. I had to jump many times. Then somebody said, "Hey, don't you know this is President of Portland Temple?" You know, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Prabhu." I said, "No, I'm very happy that I got to take part. That was my tiny part in the great Chaitanya Charitamrita Marathon." So next time you see those pictures, you can remember that I chose for those. And now when we go to Nandagam, we see that big, big, tall Nanda Baba with a big yellow pagri and little dainty Madhya Sodas on the side. And we see now both Krishna and Balaram are there. Hmm? But it's very difficult to tell who's Krishna and who's Baldao. Huh? Because both have the same crown, same mukut, same jewelry, same ankle bells, same dhoti, same kurta, same color. Both are black. Huh? You can't tell who is who. And if you ask the pujaris why it's like that, well, first of all, they will tell you that because uh, Baldao, he's got too much affection for Nanda Baba, so he's on Baba's side. And Kanaya, he has too much affection for Maya Yasoda, so he's on Mother Yasoda's side. Otherwise, they'd be exactly the same, unless you have very good eyes. This is our eye test. Just like yesterday, we went to Lenscard to get our eye test. But this is our eye test in Braj. If you have very good eyes, you can see that Baldao's eyes are a little bit of pinkish from drinking too much Baruni. You can see just a little bit taller. Hmm? And if you ask the pujaris why they're both exactly the same, they'll tell you many stories. One is that Krishna and Balaram, they're almost like twins. Hmm? Because we know Balaram, he appeared on the Shravan Purnima. Hmm? We call Balaram Purnima. Hmm? Then next month after Shravan is Bhadra. So on the Bhadrapad Ashtami, uh, Krishna Paksashtami, Krishnastami day, then Krishna appeared. 8 days difference. So they're almost like twins. And I'll bet here in Bangalore, people have twins, and sometimes they dress them exactly the same. Is it? Even here in Bangalore. So that's one reason. Other is that Balaram, he's the older brother. So he considers that it's his duty to protect his younger brother. Hmm? You have an older brother? Huh? This little boy behind? Does he protect you or does he fight with you? But Balaram, he thinks, I'm the older brother, my duty to protect my younger brother. So he takes chandan and he burns it and he smears all his limbs with black chandan powder. Hmm? Then he dresses same mukut, same necklace, same earrings, same kurta, same dhoti, same ankle bells, everything same to same. So the Rakshasas can't tell who's Kanaya and who's Baldao. Other reason is that Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini, they're very, very clever. Those of you who are going to be, who are already mothers, you'll recognize the cleverness. Those who are going to be mothers someday, you can learn something from Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini. Because they know very well that if they dress them differently, then these two boys will fight. No, no, I want Baldao's mukut. No, no, I want Kaneya's chadar. No, no, I want his dhoti. No, no, I want his ankle belt. No, no, I want his necklace. They'll fight one another. So Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini, they're very, very clever. They dress them exactly the same, and the two boys don't fight. And if you ask, I'm sure the pujaris will tell you another reason. So we see both Krishna and Balaram, very beautiful darshan there. Nanda Baba's temple. Mm. And nearby is, when you're on top of the temple, you can look down to the western side and you see the huge kund is there. When kund gets too big, we call it a sarovar. Hmm? So now it's known as Pavan Sarovar. But originally, this was excavated by Nanda Baba for the pleasure of the Brishbasis. Because if you go to Vrindavan, you'll see it's a very dry place. We're right on the edge of the Rajasthani desert. Mhm. So if anybody digs a well or digs a kund, excavates a kund, then this is very, very beneficial to all the citizens. So for the pleasure of all the Brishbasis, Nanda Baba dug out this big sarovar. It's too big to call a kund, so we call it a sarovar, and it became known as Nanda Sarovar. Hmm? How it became Pavan Sarovar is a very interesting history. There's one time, Nandalala, he saw the Mother Yasoda was cooking very strange prasadam, not the regular rice, dal, chapati, and sabji. She was making all fried things, save and matri, and all, samosas, puris, all fried things she was making. So Kanaya, he came there, he said, Maya, Are Maya, kis prakar ke bhi chitra bhoja bana rahi hai aaj, Maya? What type of funny bhojan are you making today, Maya? And she said, Lala, your Baba's going on pilgrimage. Hmm? And these things are fried in ghee. They will last for a long time, and he will eat them along the way. Because still today in Bharat, there's many people that won't eat things cooked outside the house. Hmm? Of course, it's becoming fewer and fewer. Otherwise, we wouldn't hear all the racket on the train. Kela, kela, banana, kela, kela. Apple, apple, save, apple, apple. Santri, santri, orange, orange, santri, santri. Time pass ke liye pina, time pass ke liye. Garam, garam, singara, garam, garam, singara. Chai, chai. But still, we see there's some cultured people in Bharat. They bring their little tiffins and they have all little fried things and they eat them along the way. Uh, uh, and so Lala said, and Maya, where's Baba going? Where's Baba going? Uh, Are Lala, he's going to Prayag. Why is he going to Prayag, Maya? Why is he going to Prayag? Are Lala, I'm busy cooking. You go ask your papa. You go ask Baba. I'm busy cooking. Because the little boys, the mothers, they all know. They ask too many questions, isn't it? You go ask your Baba. So then he went to Nanda Baba. Hmm? Baba, Baba, kahan jayenge, Baba? Where are you going, Baba? Where are you going? He said, Lala, I'm going to Prayag. Acha, Baba, where is that? Where is that, Baba? Lala, that is a very, very sacred place where Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati join in Sangam. Hmm? When two or more rivers join together, we call it Sangam. Hmm? Just like here, we have so many people from Karnataka, somebody's from Tamil Nadu, somebody else we met yesterday from Bihar, and my friend from Bengal, and I'm from America. Uh, so we've all uh, joined together in Sangam, Bhakta Sangam. So he said, so, but then Lala said, but Baba, today is very inauspicious day. You should not go today. It's a very bad day for yatra, for travel. Tomorrow is Akshay Tritiya. That's a very auspicious day for travel. You should go tomorrow. Just like you see in our Vaishnav calendar, somewhere around April or May, when Titi comes, Akshay Tritiya, beginning of Chandan Yatra. So Shai means to diminish. So Akshay means always increasing. So anything done on that Akshay Tritiya day will have unlimited results. Just like we see people open their new dukan, their new store on Akshay Tritiya day. Because everybody wants that their profit should be Akshay, always increasing. Not like today with all the tariffs going down and down. We want Akshay. People do Griha Pravesh, first entrance into their new house, on Akshay Tritiya day, because everyone wants that in their new house they'll have so much happiness. And It is such an auspicious day that even without consulting the astrologer, you can do your shadi. Because if you want to come to Nandagam to see the festival, you will have to book your taxi well in advance because all the taxis will be booked for weddings. Because without even consulting an astrologer, it is such a auspicious day, you can do your wedding. Because everybody wants that should also be Akshay, happily ever after. And for starting Yatra, it is also a very auspicious day. So Baba said, okay, Lala, since you're telling, I will go tomorrow. So next day, Nanda Baba, like every day, like all of you, most of you anyway, some of you anyway, you get up early in the morning, take your bath, and come for Mangalarti. So Nanda Baba, he also got up very early in the morning to take his bath. He went down to Nanda Sarovar to take his bath. When he got there, he saw there was a great big personality there who was bathing in the Sarovar, then rolling in the dust of Braj and laughing. Oh, ho, 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 ha, 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 ha. Then bathing and then rolling in the dust. Ah, ha, 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 ho, ho, ho. Nanda Baba, he never saw such a personality as Nandagam. He went there and he said, Maharaj, who are you? He said, Baba, I'm Prayag. And Nanda Baba said, Prag? There's no Prag who lives around here. Are, Baba, not from here. I'm Prayag Raj, king of all the tears, where Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati join in Sangam. Acha, is it? And why have you come here? Are, Baba, all year long, everybody coming and putting their pop on me, putting their sins on me. So one day, I come here on this Akshay Tritiya day, I bathe in the Sarovar, I roll in this dust of Braj, and I become Pavan, purified. Acha, is it? Then Nanda Baba looked on the other side of the Kund, other side of the Sarovar, so many beautiful ladies with not like Nandagam ladies. Nandagam ladies also beautiful, but this was different type of beauty. Just like we see the South Indians have a different type of beauty. They like to wear the little, especially in Tamil Nadu, they like to wear the flowers in their hair. And the Manipuris, they had the beautiful eyes like this. In North India, they have a different type of beauty. And in Kerala, a different type of beauty. So this is a different type of beauty. And they have very, very beautiful saris, not like Nandagam saris. Nandagam saris is also beautiful, but this was different beautiful, with golden thread this way and silver threads this way. So Nanda Baba, he went there and he said, Mataji's, who are you? Somebody said Ganga, Saraswati, Narmada, Kaveri, all the sacred Sindhu, all the sacred rivers were there. And he said, Matam, why have you come here? And hey, Baba, all year long, everybody come and put their pop on us. One day in this Akshay Tritiya, we roll in this dust of Braj, we bathe in this Sarovar, and we become Pavan. Acha, is it? So then Nanda Baba, he took his bath and he went upstairs. By that time, Nanda Lala woke up and he came, Baba, Baba, now you're going, Baba? Now you're going, Baba? Arey Lala, now I'm not going. Why is that, Baba? Why is that? Arey Lala, every place I wanted to go, they all came here today to take bath. Kyun kastu take wahan jaye? Why should I take trouble to go there? So from that day, this kund became known as Pavan Sarovar. And anybody who takes bath in that Sarovar, he becomes Pavan, purified. And big festival is there on Akshay Tritiya day in Pavan Sarovar. So we don't go to Kumbh Mela, just like two years ago in Kumbh Mela, we had big, huge camp. And we were distributing 1 lakh every day, 1 lakh plates of full prasadam, not just khichdi like Vrindavan, but full plates of prasadam. We were just 1 lakh like that. So we didn't go there to take bath because we can go to Pavan Sarovar, even Prayagraj is coming there. But every day we would have a kirtan party going all around the Kumbh Kshetra, distributing the real nectar, the nectar of the holy names. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So we go to the Kumbh Mela to distribute the real nectar. Otherwise, we can go to Papa's Rover, take bath. We don't have to take so much trouble to go there. So this beautiful place became known as Pavan's Rover. And several years ago, we saw one devotee from Qatar. What was his name? I can't remember. Anyway, he did the cleaning of Pavan's Rover. We saw that they emptied out all the water. You'd be astounded how many stairs down, how deep it is. You'll be astonished. We were completely astonished to see how deep it was. And then he rebuilt all of the ghats and everything, cleaned up everything. It was very amazing watching it. We watched it all like this. And then I must have been 2002. Then 2003, when he was finished, then we also established the Vrindadevi temple. We installed Vrindadevi in 2003 also. And so much rain came. Immediately that Pavan Sarovar was filled up. But it wasn't like a flooding rain. It was like every day, even all the way up to September and October. It was still just nice soak into the ground rain. Nice soak into the ground, not a flooding type of rain. Krishna was so pleased. The Vrindadevi temple opened and Pavan Sarovar was clean. Nice rains came. Usually we just get July and August. Then September, a little bit of rain, and Kartik, a couple of times it rains. But this was nice rains we got. So not far from Pavan Sarovar, there's another kund, small kund called Moti Kund. So Moti, you may know, in Sanskrit, Moti means pearl. So one time, this is a long one. I have to tell the whole pastime. Because one time, Durvasa Rishi came to Braj. And we know Durvasa Rishi, he's very famous for being angry. So this very angry looking sadhu came with big jata on top of his head and his beard tied in a knot. And he had a little wooden thing for chanting his japa. He was carrying that. And he had a very fierce look on his face. So all the little gopikas, they fled away. And Radharani, she told, Beto Baba, sit down, Baba. And then she made a little clay kitchen, little clay chula, and she made little clay pots and pans, and then she made little clay sabji, and clay puris, and clay laddus, and everything made out of clay. Just like the ladies probably remember in their childhood, they little play kitchen. In America, we get from Mattel, little play kitchen. So this was Radharani's clay play kitchen. So then she made a little clay thali and little clay katoris, and she put everything into some flowers and a little glass of water, and she brought it to Durvasa Rishi. And said, Lo Baba, Lo Baba, Lo Baba, take Baba, take Baba. Is this all right, Lali? Tike Lali, Tike Lali. No, Lo Baba, Tike Lali. You can see it's all just clay, So she took one of those clay laddus and jabardasti, by force, she pushed it into Durvasa Rishi's mouth. He never tasted a laddu so wonderful in his whole life. And right from his heart, he gave blessing, Ashirvad. Because that blessing that comes from the heart, very, very powerful. Just like I've seen all the children from Bharat, they're very, very clever. They go in the morning to their daddy, dada, chachi, chacha, mata, pita, and they bend down and touch their feet. And the elders, they feel so happy. Whole rest of the day, they're going to drive them nuts. But in the morning, they come and touch their feet, and they feel so happy. Right from their hearts, they give blessing. Aishman Baba. Sobhagyavati Baba. So these Indian children, they're very tricky. They get benediction from the heart. So that's very powerful. So right from the heart, he said, Ari Lali, whatever you cook will be just as sweet as nectar. And whoever tastes your cooking will never get any disease. Now we see something funny in Braj. Because we all like children, right? I mean, there's always some crank there who doesn't. But anyway, but we love our own child more than we love others' child. Natural. But in Braj, everyone loves Nandalala more than their own child. Hmm? And the parents are always worried that the children are going to get sick. Huh? Just like I remember 1972, and I told my mother that I'm going to India for the Mayapur Vrindavan festival. She, don't go there, you'll get some disease and die. Now we're afraid to go to America. They'll shoot you for no reason. And it's the police. We come here to get treatment. So anyway, the parents always worried about the children getting sick. So when they heard that Radharani has this blessing from Nirvasa Rishi, then they insisted that she has to cook for uh, Nandalala. Uh, then he will live for a very long time, will be very happy. He won't get COVID and will be very, very happy. So every day, Radharani comes to cook for Krishna. And Mother Yasoda, she thinks, oh, this Lali is so sweet. She's so nice. She's so wonderful. Wouldn't it be wonderful if she married my Lala? Every day she thinks this in her heart. Huh? She's so beautiful, so wonderful. They would make a wonderful pair. So one day she couldn't control herself. She took haldi and mustard oil and smeared it all over Radharani's arms. Now you all know what that means. Now she's betrothed to Krishna. And Radharani, she looked and she also understands, but she's just a little girl. I don't know about this marriage stuff. I'm just a little girl, you know. So she slipped out of Mother Yasoda's arms and she ran back to Barsana. And there was a beautiful kund there. Now that kund is known as Pili Poker. Because you've been a Navadvip Manda. How many people have been a Navadvip Mandaprika? What do we call the kunds in Navadvip? Pukur, huh? So the Brishvasis, they've corrupted it to poker. So this place is called Pili Poker. Huh? So Radharani, she began to wash all this haldi off of her hands. And the whole kund became yellow. And you know, once you get haldi on your arms, there's no way to get it out. So she, took her her shawl and she had wrapped it over her arms so nobody could see. But all the Brishbasis in Varsana, they saw Radharani's got this haldi all over her arms. They all ran to Brishabhanu to tell him at Kirtida that Radharani's been betrothed to Krishna. And they were so happy when they heard this. Oh, this is amazing. So to signal their acceptance of the betrothal, they sent a servant with a big tray of jewelry as a gift, signifying their acceptance of this betrothal. So everybody in Nandagam saw this tray coming with all these gold and silver and so much pearls. All the jewelry is filled with pearls. And so they realized that Brisabhanu is accepted. This is wonderful. They all ran to Nanda Baba's house. And Nanda Baba was there. He was taking care of all of the guests. But he saw this big tray of jewelry. He realizes now we have to give some gift back to signify our approval, our acceptance. He said, where are we going to get jewels like that? Nanda Lala was listening. He was hearing Baba's, where are we going to get, how are we going to give some jewelry back? How is it possible? But they had so many guests, they got busy with all their guests. Meanwhile, Nanda Lala, he pulled out all the pearls. And he went to one field that Baba had just plowed that day, and he planted all the pearls in that field. So meanwhile, Nanda Baba and Yasoda, they get finished taking care of all their guests. Then they looked and they saw all the pearls are gone from the jewelry. They thought only one person can do this. And Nanda Lala came home. He came upstairs, and Nanda Baba said, Lala, we will give you so many sweets, and you won't get any trouble. You just tell us one thing. What happened to all the pearls? Oh no, Baba, I'm not trying to hide anything. I took them, I planted in the field that you plowed yesterday. Aray Murkalala. Pearls don't grow in the field. They come from the ocean, from the oysters. No, Baba, this is Braj. I know they'll grow. This is Braj. This is a magic place, Baba. They'll grow. You come. He took Nanda Baba by the finger. Huh? Come, Baba, come, Baba. And they went to that field that Nanda Baba just plowed, and they saw all these little creepers climbing up into the trees, hmm? And beautiful pastel colored flowers, pink and yellow and red and green, all these pastel flowers came and the flowers fell off and little bees began to grow and little pastel colored pearls, white and green and blue and red and pink. And they filled up so many bullock carts of pearls. It was amazing. Hmm? And they sent bullock carts and bullock carts back to Barsan. Hmm? Huh? So that place where Krishna planted his pearls, that became known as Motikund. Hmm? So anyway, meanwhile, uh, everyone in Nandagam was ecstatic, and everyone in Barsana was ecstatic. And poor Purnamasi, she was watching this whole thing go on. This somehow this Leela took a life of its own because she's the one who, she and Brindadevi are directing all the Leelas, and this one just took on its own life and happened. And she began to, she became frightened. If Radha and Krishna become married, then the Parakiya Bhav is lost, and that's the glory uh, Krishna, of Radha and Krishna's Leelas. Hmm? That's our Gaudiya Siddhant. Huh? Because that particular attachment, if we have a paramour, that attachment has to be very, very strong for us to risk our name, our fame, our everything. Huh? Respect in society will lose everything. So that has to be a very strong attachment. So although Radha and Krishna, we know, Ekatmanavapi Bhuviparadeh Abedam, Radha and Krishna too, they're one. There's no question of anything illicit about their activities. Huh? Huh? But they perform their pastimes in this Parakiya Bhav just to increase the excitement of the pastimes. Hmm? Just like in North India, we have a saying that the stolen mango tastes sweeter. Everybody's got mango tree in his backyard, but if you steal it, if you go to someone else's yard and steal, that's sweeter. Or just like one time we took the Gurukul boys in Kartik to Javat, place of Radharani's so-called mother-in-law and father-in-law. So I was trying to think how to explain to these boys this very high, lofty philosophy. I said, so now it's Kartik, in the middle is Diwali, and we'll go on the roof of the Gurukul, and we'll shoot off so many bombs and firecrackers and rockets and everything, and that's so much fun. All the boys said, yeah. He said, but if you take a bomb and you go down and put it outside your teacher's door, that's much more fun, isn't it? And all the boys went, and all the teachers went, he said, the Parakiya Bhav will be lost. What can I do? This pastime just happened by itself. And then she thought for a minute and she realized the way out of this. Because Purnamasi is the guru of all the Brishbasis. So they won't do anything without consulting Purnamasi. So they came to Purnamasi and they told them that it's, Radha and Krishna have been betrothed to each other. Purnamasi said, actually, she's very expert in Jyotish. I have studied the stars. The stars are in a very bad position right now. Huh? Any couple that will get married under such stars, that marriage will never last. There's time. After all, they're just little children. There's plenty of time. And gradually, she wound down all the enthusiasm and stopped the wedding of Radha and Krishna so that the Parakiya Bhav is still preserved. Hmm? So this kund is known as Moti Kund, where Krishna grew his pearls. Hmm? So, all right. Then shortly after that, Krishna was herding his cows, and he went over toward Barsana, and suddenly he saw this yellow kund, and he didn't remember any yellow kund before. And there was something about this yellow that was just attracting him like anything. Because Radharani, she not only washed out the haldi, she washed out her wonderful bhav for Krishna. So that kund was filled with Radharani's bhav. So Krishna came down. He said, "What is this wonderful substance?" He went down into the water. In fact, he kept going down the steps, and after a while, you could just see Krishna's peacock feather going above the water. You could see where he was, by seeing that peacock feather above the water. Huh? And he became completely overwhelmed, and his whole black body became golden. And he came out of the kund, and he was in Radharani's bath. And he's Krishna himself, he began to cry, "Oh Shyam Sundar, where are you? Oh Krishna, where are you?" And everyone, all the birds, the bees, turtles, everyone was astounded to see Krishna in this mood like this golden complexion, and just shouting for, "Oh Shyam Sundar, where are you? Oh Prananath, please, where are you?" But like all potions, eventually that potion began to wear off. Krishna's black color came back, and he wandered on down to herd his cows. So this was preview. This was a trailer for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Pili Poker is a very special place, because this is where the trailer happened. Because we know Radha Bhava Duti Suvalitam, Nomi Krishna Suprupam. He's the same Sri Krishna, but Radha Bhav and Radha Duti, lustrous Bhav and lustrous Srimati Radha. So this was the preview at Pili Poker. It's a very special place. So I think it's late. We should put our voice to rest here. We have with us our latest book, Braj Leela Part 3, Giriraj, the King of Mountains. And we spent several years researching, because everybody goes to Govardhan, they run around like it's Olympics. And maybe they see Radhakund, they see Kusum Sarovar, but there's so many places, you'll be surprised. My dear friend Arta Bandhu, he was totally shocked. I'd write about some places, I never saw that. He'd go there with his camera, click, 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 click. Then I'd write about another place, and then he'd say, "I never saw that." He'd go there, click, click, click. So then, and on my other books, we have maybe 10 or 12 pictures. We decided to make this a picture book, because many of you have never seen these places on Go. You'll be shocked to know all the places on Govardhan. So we have 284 color paintings, color photographs, and also 32 color paintings. We had to get special permission from BBT to use them. And every place we could find, we went several years researching. We even went in Braj Bhakti Vilas of Narayan Bhatta Goswami. He gives the pranam mantras and ashman mantras for every place in Braj. We went through the chapter on Govardhan, and he gives pranam mantras and ashman mantras, and you ask anybody, where is this place? Nobody knows. Even in 500 years, so many places got lost. So here we have written and pictorial evidence of all the wonderful places that are known in Govardhan, all the known places. So at least these won't get lost. So here's the evidence, written and pictorial evidence of all the holy places of Govardhan. And there's 530 to connect to. And we're only asking small donation of 1,000 rupees. And this morning we're here to sign a copy if you want to take a copy. So if anybody wants a copy, we have a little book table there. I'm here to sign. Meanwhile, maybe we can, and somebody can lead kirtan while we're signing books. Who's a good kirtan leader here? If somebody can lead kirtan, we have nice kirtan to end this wonderful session, and whoever wants the book can come here, I'll sign it.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. So, I hope you all had a wonderful Vrajadam Yatra without ticket and without reservations. So, let us all thank Prabhuji from the bottom of our heart. Yes, so deep gratitude. Only chant Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We also request Prabhuji to keep visiting us frequently so that we can always go on a yatra without ticket and without reservations, obviously. So we have a sponsor today. We have Achintya Gopinath.